The main thing I did today was roll my covered calls up and out to get them back out of the money. I'm willing to accept lower options premiums in exchange for protecting my capital gains and growing my share count, but I still structure the trades so the income works for me. Just to zoom out for a second, this is my $1 million portfolio that I started on March 25th using options as a middle ground between dollar cost averaging and lump sum investing. The account is currently worth around 1.03 to 1.04 million. I'm prioritizing holding on to my shares, especially in QQQ and SPY, where I want the potential capital gains, and in VIG, where I also want the dividends. At the same time, the positions that I adjusted today still generated enough income to let me add shares to QQQ and SPY, so the portfolio continues to grow even while I'm repositioning. I also still have about $600,000 in SWVXX, earning close to 4% while it secures my puts, so that capital is working even when it's not in shares. GLD didn't need any attention. Both the call and the put are out of the money, so I left that position alone. And in QQQ, even though it cost me to roll the call up and out, I sold a new put and brought in enough premium to more than offset that cost. So I still ended up with a net credit and a lower adjusted cost per share. I have options expiring May 15th in 17 days on all four of these positions. And one of the calls on VIG, as well as the SPY and QQQ calls, have all gone in the money. Both the put and the call on gold are still out of the money, so I don't see anything that I need to do there. But I want to raise the strike prices on the covered calls for QQQ, SPY, and VIG. I'm going to start here with QQQ. With the current share price at $6.55 and this call at $6.35, I'm going to see if I can raise the strike price by $20 a share. If I want to raise it to $6.55, going out 1 week, it would actually cost me almost $1,200. So I'm going to look at some different expiration dates. Rolling out to May 29th would still cost about $1,000. And if I go all the way out to June 18th, I can increase my strike price by $20, opening up a potential $2,000 of capital gains, but it would cost me close to $500 to do that. I know the share price is not guaranteed. I have really no way to know where it's going to land on June 18th, but the options premium that I either bring in or pay is determined by the moves that I make today. So I'm really reluctant to pay $500 for $2,000 that is not guaranteed. So I'm going to see if I can offset this cost by selling a cash secured put. Right now I have a $600 put expiring on May 15th. It would cost me about $163 to close it, and it's already made me $805 in profit. So if I look out to June 18th, I see that rolling that put up to about $610 would more than offset the cost of paying to roll the covered call up. So my decision is, do I want to roll this $600 put out to June, or do I want to just leave it alone, capture that extra $162, and sell a new put expiring June 18th? I would be really happy to be assigned to buy 100 shares at $600. So even though this contract is not making me very much more premium, I'm going to leave this contract here essentially as a limit order to buy at $600. And that $163 that I get paid for it is just kind of bonus. So I'm going to roll the May 15th call out to June and up to $655, and then I will offset that cost by selling a cash secured put that also expires in June on the same day. The roll filled with a cost to me of $449 plus some trading fees. Since my conversation with Dan Passarelli last week, I have been paying a little more attention to this theta column, and I noticed for the June 18th expiration, the highest theta available is at the $640 strike, but that strike price is just a little bit high for my comfort level. So I'm going to keep it above 0.17, but I'm opting for the $625 strike with almost $1,000 in premium. And that filled at $9.92. Right, so just to recap what I did, I paid $451.32 to increase my strike price on this covered call from $635 to $655. So I opened myself to a potential $2,000 in additional capital gains. And then I sold a new cash secured put that is out of the money by about $30 and received $991.34. I'm leaving the May 15th cash secured put to expire. I don't expect to be assigned, but if I were assigned to buy those shares at $600 a share, I would consider that a good purchase. So I'm essentially leaving it open as a limit order, and I'm just still collecting a little bit of premium as the theta erodes. And now that I've brought in some more income, I'm going to pick up a couple more shares. Let's look at the effect that these trades have had on my bottom line. I'm now out of pocket a little over $100,000, and I have 177 shares. My adjusted cost per share is $567.54. The net liquidating value of the entire QQQ position right now is $112,710. And if I sum my total expense and my net liquidating value, I can see that since I started building this position, I am up $12,254.72, some of which is realized gain from the options I've sold, and some of which is unrealized capital gains based on the elevated share price. Okay, that was a pretty deep dive analysis into why I made these moves with QQQ. Let's take a look at SPY and see if I can roll the $705 covered call out of the money and still walk away in better shape than I am right now. This $705 call is in the money by just over $5 right now. There is still quite a bit of extrinsic value remaining, and I don't usually roll when I have this much extrinsic value left on the contract, but I am really prioritizing holding on to these shares because I am building this position. So I want to roll this call out of the money. I'm going to see how far out in time I need to go to raise the strike price to $715 or $720. Rolling out 1 week will not do it. Rolling out 2 weeks would cost me about $260. Rolling out 3 weeks would cost me about $85. And rolling out to June 18th could bring me a net credit of at least $185 and maybe a little bit more. I wonder if I could raise it to $720. If I go out to the end of June, I can increase the strike price from $705 to $720 and still generate a very small net credit. That would definitely get me past the next ex-dividend date, which is going to be sometime before the end of June, and it would raise my strike price by $15, potentially generating $1,500 of capital gains. So even though this is a really small net credit, I'm going to roll out to June 30th, raise my strike $15, make it more likely I can capture the next dividend, and still generate a small credit. And to try to boost this position a little bit and increase my share count, I'm going to sell a cash secured put expiring June 5th. It looks like the highest theta is in the $694 to $700 range, but the premiums are still really good. even down at 685 with a theta over 0.16. And if I am assigned, I'd rather pay 685 than 690 or 695. If the share price drops here, I'm going to accept assignment so I qualify for the next dividend. So I'm going to sell a $685 strike cash secured put on SPY expiring June 5th, 2026. If it goes in the money, my plan is to accept assignment and hold it through the next ex-dividend date. It filled at 643. The rate of return on this options premium is almost negligible, but the real purpose of the roll was to increase my strike price by $15. So if I make gains here, it will be with capital gains rather than the options premium. The $642.34 premium on the cash secured put gives me a better rate of return, a little over 9%. And I'm making a note to myself over here that if this goes in the money, I'll accept and at least hold through the dividend and maybe just hold long. And my final move with SPY today will be to buy 2 shares. I'm going to divide my total expense by the 167 shares I now hold. My average cost per share is $636.27. The net liquidating value of the position is $116,466 for a profit right now of $10,208. My final move for today is to try to move this $225 call on VIG out of the money. The next options expirations are in June and August. The June expiration is probably before the next ex-dividend date, so it's unlikely that I can roll this call up to 230 or 235 expiring in June. It looks like there's a bid of 255 for the 230 call, and it would cost me more than that to close the existing contract. I can roll it out to August for a net credit and raise the strike by $5. I think it's likely that it would go in the money again by then, but that's probably my best roll because I can get a net credit, roll past the ex-dividend date, and raise the strike by $5. So I'll go ahead and do that. And that filled at 195. I'm using 22,500 as my collateral value for this 115-day roll. The 2.73% is just a small booster on top of the $500 in additional capital gains and the option premium that I can expect in June. I'm closing the May 15th contract a little more than 2 weeks early increases my annualized rate of return on this particular leg from just over 10% to 23%. So looking back at the overall portfolio, I made no changes to gold because both my put and my call are out of the money. I rolled a QQQ call up $20 and out of the money, although now it has gone back in the money by about $1.77. All the SPY positions are out of the money, and so are all of the VIG positions. I've added a few shares of QQQ and SPY, and I still have almost $600,000 in cash earning interest in SWVXX.